Good evening and welcome to the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League here for the Dutch Grand Prix. I am Tim, back with my co-commentator, as always, my best mate in the comms booth, Malk.
You're right, mate. How you doing? Oh, good. In the hood as well.
How you doing, Malk? Are you ready to see some fantastic racing around Zandvoort?
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely love this track to bits. I don't know why. It's one of those fast tracks, narrow tracks, especially the first sector. But if they can master it, they've got the perfect opportunity to get onto the DRS zones. But from what I remember, Tim, and this will be the most important things to watch out for as well, in the F2 League on the PlayStation platform earlier this week, there's been a few incidences, especially at the first sector and also the last corner, which is that long right-hand bend to go, feel like, down the straight as well. So the guys are going to have to be at their very best tonight, Tim.
They really are going to have to be at their best, Malk. And as you said, you know, this track is, it's very technical. You know, like you said, you were talking about really setting yourself up well for those DRS zones, and that is crucial, especially around this circuit, and especially around the final corner. It is a high-banked right-hand corner. You have got to be very careful around that corner. It's easy to get the car a little bit upset, a little bit squirrely on you, and it can seriously turn you around, and you're going to have a bad time. But if you can nail that corner right, then you're going to be okay. Now, with it being a high-banked corner, it is obviously going to give you a little bit more leeway than what it normally would. So you're going to be able to really throw it in there. You're going to have a lot of speed. But the main thing that I found is you don't want to have your overtake on, because you're going to be dancing with that car, and if you dance too much, you're going to be out of the race.
Dance, try and hold on as much as possible to try as best as you can, because if you do use too much of that overtake, you'll be like swifting away to the side as well. So be very, very careful. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League on the PlayStation platform. Good evening, Spud. How you doing, mate? You're this evening, Malcolm, Tim. Hope it's a good race. For myself, and I'm sure Tim will definitely say the same thing, we are both excited because this is going to be an absolute classic. And I'm going to say this to you now, Tim. There was 2 safety cars on F2 earlier this week. Are you expected to see a similarity, or do you think we're going to get less or more safety cars tonight?
Well, the Performance League obviously is going to be a little bit different from F2, as is its realistic performance. So the Aston Martin, it's going to be about a midfield car in terms of raw pace, but ARL in that car, he is a fast driver, and he's about to start his first flying lap now. But as far as safety cars comes down to, it just depends on how many of these drivers are going to be impatient tonight, how many of them are going to give, how many of them are going to take, and, you know, it's also going to come down to who just makes the tiny little mistake that could, pretty much cause all hell to break loose.
Absolutely, and it's just be at their very, very best as well, because this track, as I said, you have to be at your very, very top-notch best, because obviously the first sector, especially the first sector, it's all about the narrow tracks as well. Quite a few drivers are trying to build up their lap as well. I don't know if you've seen that, Tim. There's quite a few yellow flags on Sector 3, but we're still watching AOL, which is aka Career Fan. So let's see what you can try and do. Coming up to the second sector now, 50.6 on the medium tyre. So, just a recap as well. The tyre strategy, from what I've been told by the game, CP has retired and he's crashed as well after in the first sector as well at turn 4, I believe. That was the one with the sharp left-hand bend. So come up to Aero with a 1 minute 12.765. But the tyre strategy for tonight, Tim, you can do the soft hards as the safest bet, or you can do a soft medium, which is the one-stop strategy.
So riding on board with Keza, and we will ride on board with him for the entirety of the lap. He was our winner last week, and here is going to be a very tricky sector right there. You see how it pretty much kind of pinches together those 2 corners right before they go into that very high bank left-hander, so that is going to be a little bit of a dicey corner today. A few drivers might have some contact there. We're starting to get some lap times down. Ginger Tiger, the fastest driver on the board so far. Now, that's a very fast sector that Kez is going through now, but then you have to brake very, very hard for this corner right here, and you have got to be careful when you get the power down. You see he's in the third gear. That is exactly where you want to be. Anything lower, you are risking a lot of wheel spin, and then here's a DRS zone. You want to have a good exit out of this straight away, and he's getting a little bit of slipstream, and now he's in the third sector very hard onto the brakes, using a lot of curb. Nitro Gache 1:11 is the fastest lap, and that's the time that Keza is going to have to beat as he's going through the third sector now. And here is the corner I was talking about, the very high banked right-hander. Don't use your overtake through there or you will be spinning, but no overtaking qualifying, so no risk there for Keza, and he goes only fourth quickest, a 1:12.358.
That's a good time there from Keza, but well done to Nitrogash, who won last night in the F3 League on the PlayStation platform, and he was banning out with, correct me if I'm wrong, is Soldier Stone. So the two drivers who were banning out in the F3 League Championship, they're also banning out in the top two with the mediums and the softs. So Nitrogash, at the moment, is in prime position with a 1:11.6990.
So we were going to watch O'Steven, but he has invalidated his lap. So O'Steven in the McLaren not going to have a good lap this time around. We will go ahead and take a look at Turok, but he's just set his lap, and it's a banker lap if I've ever seen one. Let's see if he's going to do any better now as he is in the second sector, about to enter the third sector. Turok, 6th place in the point standings entering today, and here's a little bit of an update for you on the point standings. Russman88 is now your leader by 2 points over Party Trap. O'Steven in third with 129 points, and then 118 points belongs to ARL in fourth. Speed Queen 80, she moved into 5th place last week. She has 112 points, and then Turok on your screen now, he has got 104, and he goes into fourth, a 112.337.
That's a good time there from Tarak. Let's see what we can try to do. Just watch Bills. 92 did a 113.339 on the Haas car as well. So hopefully he'll try and improve his time. Speed Queen, or she's lightning. It feels like a Lightning McQueen type, faster as well. So let's see how she can try and do as well. Come up to the second sector now. One of the cars just coming out of the way. I think that was Bills 92. DRS zone now, yellow flag sector 2, that was from Bills. So let's see how Speed Queen. 50.745 is the second sector, and she's purple on the second sector. I know this is her first proper lap, but she's still purple on the second sector. That's a good time actually, especially on mediums as well. And she's on the Williams car as well. Let's see what she can try to do on the last few corners now with that DRS zone. Try and get as close as possible. 112.932, Tim.
Good enough for 11th place. Speed Queen 80. We'll take a look at IFR Stinson now in the Haas car. Looks like he is in the third sector now, trying to back up that corner and get as good of a run down the front straightaway as he possibly can get. Just a few drivers who have not yet set a lap time. That is Matty Sab, Stinson, O'Steven, and Sir Spud. Of course, CP unfortunately crashing out of the session, and wow, that was a little bit of a lockup actually from Stinson going into turn number 1, and a little bit of a wiggle on exit of that corner as well. So the driver in this Haas car definitely having a hard time dealing with it, but you got to remember, this is the realistic performance league. So this Haas car is not going to be a well-handling car. It is an ill-handling car, if anything, the slowest car on the grid, but that just means that Stinson is a fast driver. The way that we allocate these cars is the slower drivers go to the fast cars and the fast drivers go to the slow cars, and that allocation changes every 2 weeks to try to make the competition as fair as possible. So it's almost a compliment to be put in the Haas car, because it just means that you are perceived to be one of the fastest drivers in the division at the moment. And so far, Stinson doing very well to keep the track, or to keep the car on track and within the boundaries in the third sector. Now we will see what kind of time he can set down for his banker lap, as we've got just under 10 minutes remaining.
Yeah, so under 10 minutes remaining to see what... Oh, Spud! Spud has spun! Spud has spun good rhyming there. Spud has spun at the awkward corner. I said to you earlier on, Tim, watch out for that corner. People got spun out massively, and I've seen a few people crashing just after that corner as well, just before the pit entry. So he's going to have to try and do that lap again, but he did a 1:24.233. Just having a look at the comments now. Good evening, Renz. How you doing, mate? You're right. Says, I feel bad for Stinson. His ERS DRS against a Merc-powered car. I believe he will utilise his braking to maximum effect. What do you think about that statement, Tim?
See, I'm actually reading it right now. His ERS and DRS against a Merc-powered car. Yeah, you know, that is the thing that I do feel bad for him for, is, as I was mentioning, the Haas car being the slowest car. He's going to have to race against the Mercedes, so I definitely sympathize with that statement. But Stinson, he went 4th quickest in the Haas, a 1:12.328, so far, not too bad.
Yeah, it's still good time, to be fair, in the Haas car as well, and ARL has just, I believe, crossed over the line with a 1:12.194. Matty did a 1:13.056. So at the moment, Sab and Stephen are the only ones left with no time at all who are active in this qualifying. It's been absolutely belter of a qualifying scenario. This is the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League, live exclusive for you guys on the YouTube channel. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys, on this stream. It'll be a massive help to me and Tim as the commentators, and a massive help to Invictus Racing League. And also, make sure you like and subscribe to Invictus Racing League. If you have not done that, press that like button as soon as possible. Tim?
Taking a look at Sab now in the Red Bull. He is one of only 2 drivers that you mentioned, Mac, who have yet to set a lap time. Steven out on the medium tires now for his out lap as well, but Sab is a little bit further ahead on the racetrack, so we will continue to watch him. He's just moving over, letting his competitors by so that they can complete a lap without having to deal with him being in the way, so good sportsmanship there. And here comes Sab to round the final corner and start his flying lap officially. And Sab's a driver who has really been a bit down on himself as of late in the league. He really is not happy with his performance, and he feels it does not reflect his driving ability. And you know, we've seen Sab race for a long time now, and I have to agree that he just has not had the best of seasons, and that what has happened to him this season, you know, just constant string of bad luck and bad results, really does not reflect the kind of driver he is. So if he was able to go out here today and get the pole, or even just a decent qualifying run and have a decent day, it could pay dividends for his confidence for the rest of the season.
Oh, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I do agree with you, Tim. Sab's been really unlucky this season. He's had, he's had the worst run of luck as well. He's just like, either the driver's not, battling out, it was not getting the right results. But last week, the last 2 races, I think it was a steady improvement. I think, personally, because I think he got himself into the top 10, and that was his best result. Last week was his best ever result this season, and to be fair, let's hope he'll try and improve. And at the moment, I know he just hasn't done a lap yet, but I'm hoping he'll bounce back as quickly as possible. Just watching a few drivers now. Soldierstone got himself into the pole position with a 1:11.333, ahead of Nigergash by 3 tenths. Stinson still in 6th place with 1:12.328. Tarak, who impressed me, Tim, in F2 in the F2 League on the PlayStation platform, because he made a move from 6th to 4th. You probably think, oh, 2 positions, that's fine. But he did it at the bank at turn 4, round the outside, gone side by side with Luke Bailey, and he got himself from 6th to 4th at that narrow track at the first sector, and he'll be the one to watch this evening, Tim.
That does sound like I missed quite the show in the F2 League on Tuesday, Malk. But maybe, like you said, Tarak, he's going to be able to do it again today. Maybe not. But that's another thing that we really got to talk about, Malk, is in F2, it was equal performance. This being realistic performance, these cars, each one of these cars are going to handle a little bit differently around these high bank corners. And we saw in the real life Formula 1 that some drivers could really use the banking to their advantage more so than others. So I'm wondering how that's going to come into play.
You're right there, Tim, actually. It's just, obviously, this is the Performance League, so the cars are different performance types as well, not just everything at equal terms. and you're rightly so. It does play a major factor, especially when your driver that's been either consistent or been trying to be at their very, very best. But at the moment, it's anyone's game. When you're in the Performance League, when you have that right car, the right track that you love so much, you will easily bank a perfect race and a perfect weekend for a qualifying and a race. I'm watching Russman now, so he's got himself pole. He got purple in the first 2 sectors. Oh! 11.756, missed out by 4/10 of Soldierstone, but Russman did have 2 purples in the first and second sector, Tim.
And Soldierstone, he is the class of the field with a 111.333, the fastest time by over 0.3 of a second. Fantastic time, to be fair, from Soldierstone, and that Mercedes really giving him a nice advantage today. Taking a look now at Speed Queen 80, she is on a flying lap, or might have actually completed a flying lap, rather, as she does have 1 lap on that soft set of compound tires, so she's going to probably pull into the pits, maybe have enough time to get out there for 1 final lap, if I can look at our timer. But so far, we've got every driver who is going to setting a lap. Sab has retired from the qualifying session. Not sure why. He had a lap going. He pulled into the pits and then decided to retire. So not sure what's going on with Sab. Looks like we have an Aston Martin off the track. It is not Party Trev. It is ARL that was off the track.
So what I've been told, Tim, is he had a qualifying ban from ARL. Should have had a qualifying ban, but because he took the times in this session, he was told to DSQ pretty much. So technically, ARL, aka Carrera Fan, had a qualifying ban and totally forgot, so he'll be starting at the back of the grid, and that's why he did that DSQ as well. So let's just have a look at the comments quickly. So Formula.com, how you doing? Says, let's go ARL. Joel says, evening fellas, I lost the car into turn 3. Fair enough. I'll probably get back as soon as possible. Mason Knapp from Formula.com. Ren says, oh yeah, I forgot to say good evening, guys. Good evening as well. Joel says, nobody fancies the mediums today. You're definitely right. Polly, Trevor, no Stephen, the only ones who are on the mediums. Too much of a performance gap in quality to the softs. Do you agree with that, Tim?
Too much of a
performance gap in quality to the softs.
Well, honestly, in my personal opinion, when I raced here a few weeks ago in a separate league, I really enjoyed the mediums versus the soft compound, but we all have our different experiences, so I wouldn't agree with that for my race, but my race is different from your race. I'm on the slower side. my pace is on the slower side.
Absolutely. Ren says, but in the race that will change. I think the Alphas have some great brake and good acceleration over the corners. Going to keep an eye on them. So, yeah, they might have there. AIS says, I only get told now that I have a qualifying ban. That's what he's just said as well. So Spud, top driver in the mediums with a 112.131. We're coming up to near the end of the qualifying, Tim. Who do you think will get that pole position, Tim?
Honestly, I think that it's going to be Soldierstone. That 111.3, that was set when the track was at less ideal conditions than it is now, and he is going out for 1 more final lap. So unless Nitrogash or Russman or someone behind him can really set a stellar lap, I think we're going to see Soldierstone get this pole position because he might just be able to improve on his time. But we're watching Ginger Tiger now come out of the final corner. This is going to be likely his final lap unless he just wants to go again. He goes to 4th, a 111.851. Now let's take a look at Nitrogash in the Ferrari. Nitrogash, correct me if I'm wrong, Mac, I believe that he is the only driver this season to win more than 1 race. He has won 2 races, that being in, I do believe, Russia, and 1 other from very early on in the season. Looks like it was France. So France and Russia, Nitrogash has won. So 2 races on this season he has won, and every other driver that's won, they've only won 1. Out of 10 races, we've got 9 different winners, if I'm doing my math right.
You are right, Tim. 9 different winners. Nitrogash is the only one to win 2 races in a season, which we wanted to try and get the record straight, to get a different winner each round. That's why it's so unique with the Performance League. And Tarak, he went to the last corner and went back into the pits. So he was saying, Nitrogash could not improve. Well, he did improve his time, but not enough to stop Soldier Stone with a 111.439. Where's Soldier Stone now? Soldier Stone is 300s quicker on his time. Can he try and improve? Can he get into the really low 111s, like dead on 111s, or can he try and get into the 110s for the first time this evening? Oh, he's right on the limiter. He is right on the limiter. Let's see what he can try to do. Come up to the last few corners now. He got that straight line speed. 111.350 misses out by nearly 200 of a second, Tim.
So 111.333 is going to be the time for Soldier Stone. The question is, will Stinson be able to knock him off of that top spot? Here comes Stinson, and he will not be able to do it, and I don't think that Eric Pancakes is going to be able to do it as well. It's his last opportunity, and Eric Pancakes staying low to the track but going into the pit. So it is going to be Soldier Stone with the pole today in Zandvoort with a 111.333 Nitro Gash and 111.439 second best, and Russman, your points leader, with a 111.756.
What a lap there from Soldier Stone. He ain't messing about. He wants to try and get a rhythm going to try and improve his time. Improve his standings as well. I mean, at the moment, Soldier Stone, he's won. Last time he won the race was back in Canada, which was round 4, I believe. So, and in the last 3 races, Tim, 2 DNFs and 1 missed race. So, two races DNF and 1 no score as well. So he'll be the one to watch out for as well. Let's see if he can try and emulate that to try and go from pole to win and also get the fastest lap as well, get the hat-trick of there. But Tim, over to you.
And your official starting lineup for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Dutch Grand Prix. Soldier Stone in first, Nitro Gash in second, third is Russman, Ginger Tiger in fourth, Keza in fifth, sixth is Turok, Michael Luke in seventh, eighth is Sir Spud, Party Trev in ninth, Eric Pancakes in 10th, Stinson in 11th, 12th is Speed Queen 80, Bills in 13th, 14th is O'Steven, 15th is Maddie Reshka, and 16th, 17th is Sab, CP, and 18th and 19th is ARL. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Dutch Grand Prix, brought to you in partnership by GT Omega, Nailcoat, Hall, Driver 61, and GridFinder.com. Big thank you to our sponsors for jumping on board, supporting the stream and the league as a whole. And with that, Malk, it is time for our top 3 predictions.
Could you do that again, please? Because that was fantastic how you did that introduction as well. Please. There we go. Oh, this is going to be interesting because we've got the battle of the 2 F3 drivers who had a great race last night in the F3 League on the PlayStation platform. So I reckon Nigel Gash, Soldier Stone, and I'm going for Tarak. I'm going for those 3. I think those 3 would be in the top 3 in any order. Tim?
I'm going to go with Soldier Stone, Russman, and Sir Spud in any order.
Oh, that could be tasty, actually. That could be really tasty to see what's going to happen.
Sir Spud is starting 7th on the medium compound tire, and you know how I love that reverse strategy, Malk. And I think that if he can do it well, and we don't have any unexpected safety cars, that it could play into his hands today, and that shorter stint on the soft tires at the end is going to help him out a lot.
Absolutely, but you always forget the safety car. The safety car can always ruin your own strategy to what you want to do in the race. It's always the way. I don't know what it is, it's always the way, especially with the virtual safety cars as well. They always play a part because you just never know what to expect at all. And we have to wait and see how it goes. So just waiting for the drivers to get themselves set up and ready to go. Just reading a few more comments. Rain says, the tip, go to the mediums. That is the way forward. Formula.com says, come on IRL, fight from the back. ARL, thanks for the tip. And Rain says, Nigel Gash versus Soldier Stone 2. It feels like a boxing match, doesn't it, with those 2 drivers battling out for the for the podium and also for the win tonight, Tim?
Well, what really feels like a boxing match to me is just the point standings and how close that it is. And we've been talking about this for a few weeks now, Malk. Of course, as I said, Russman88 is your points leader with 136 points. But then second place of Party Trev has 134 points. Now, if we go all the way back to sixth place with Turok, he's got 104 points. So the entire top six is separated by 32 points. That is an incredibly close championship battle, and we have, after today's race, only 5 races remaining. Counting the race we're about to run, there's only 6 more chances for these drivers to pick up points this season.
Oh yeah, definitely, because what's great about the Performance League is whatever position that you finish, you'll guarantee at least 1 point. So even if you finished in 20th, as long as you do not have a DSQ or DNF or anything like that, and if you finish, you've got a good chance of getting some decent points. It's where you finish, you'll guarantee as well. Just reading some more of the comments. Joel says, good luck, everyone. Fusion, how you doing, mate? He says, hey, guys, how's your evening? Excited for the great race. We're on for a great race this evening. IRL says, top 10 finish is the target. We'll have a talk about that in a minute. Amy, good evening, Amy. How you doing? He says, come on, Russ, man. Joel says, I hope I don't crash again. Oh, I hope you don't. I hope you don't as well. And Fusion says, haha, good luck. So yeah, this is mad. This is mad. So IRL with that original qualifying button, but now he had the DSQ, so he rightfully get at the back of the grid. Do you think he'll get a top 10 finish tonight?
I think it's very possible for ARL to get a top 10 finish. We have seen him come from the back to the front before, maybe not as far back as that, but we have definitely seen him overcome adversity and get good results when we thought that maybe the odds were against him. He has proven to be a very fast driver this season, and the biggest trick about it is that he is going to have to pick off a lot of cars that normally he is qualified in front of. So these drivers are going to be a bit slower than him, and he's going to maybe not be quite as accustomed to racing around them. But if you notice, he has selected the soft tire compound, so he has every intention, rightfully so, of making moves through the pack early.
Absolutely, and you have to be at your very best, and you have to get a good start as well, because especially when you've got some drivers at the back of the grid, Stinson, Speed Queen, O'Steven, Matty and Saab, they have all gambled to go on the mediums to start off with, and Spud in 8th place, not 7th, Tim, I think it was 8th, that was confirmed, and he's the only one who's on the medium. They're all on the medium tyres now, and they're all coming for their starting to the grids now. So Tim, I'll let you do the honours each and every week.
And an honor it is each and every week, Malk, the drivers finding their places on the grid. Soldier Stone, Nitro Gas, Russman, Ginger Tiger, Keza, your top 5, Turok, Michael, Luke, Sir Spud, Party Trev, Eric, Pancakes, your top 10 with Stinson, Speed Queen 80, Bills, O'Steven, Matty, Reshka, Sab, CP, and ARL, the rest of the field. We have 19 cars, almost a full grid here, and it is going to be an action-packed 36 laps for the Dutch Grand Prix, just waiting for the drivers to find where they need to be, and then we will just be waiting on those lights. And this is where the anxiety sets in. This is where you hear the heartbeat pounding through the cars, and you hear those engines revving, you hear those itchy pedal feet, the drivers watching the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the Invictus Racing League PlayStation Performance League Dutch Grand Prix. And already Soldier Stone with a fantastic start into turn number 1. But it's a little bit of jostling around for position in the back. Around top 5 position. There was some contact. Contact maybe with the McLaren of Russman and Keza. Not sure if they made contact or not. But it does look like Keza is A-OK with the front wing as they now go through turn number 4. And it is going to be Keza on the back of Russman for that 4th position. Just behind him is Michael Luke in the Red Bull, who is having a side-by-side battle, or at least for a moment there, maybe with Stinson. But now Michael Luke going to try to get around Turok in that Alpha Tauri. Not able to do much with it, but he does a crossover move as Turok goes a little bit wide. Maybe Turok's going to lose 2 spots here. Yes, he does, because now Stinson has got around him. So Turok losing a lot of spots on the start. There goes Sir Spud. He started in 8th. He's now found his way in 9th. Oh, and who is off the track? That is Sir Spud. Sir Spud is off the track, and he does not have a front wing, so that is not going to pay well for his race today. He had a good strategy. It's not going to work. Stinson on the medium tires. He is now the highest running medium tire compound driver. He started on the mediums outside of the top 10, I'm pretty sure. Now found his way in 8th place.
Oh my God, Bills! Oh, Bills is trying to go side by side with Speed Queen for 11th place. And I tell you what, I was watching from the start, Tim. There was some contact at the back. CP did have a spin. There's quite a few drivers that go into the pits now. I think it's Tarak. Reshka's going to the pits. Matty's going to the pits. Because I saw Matty was going, oh my God, we could have a two-in-a-bed moment. Bills, oh, come on. We want to see some battles galore at Zandvoort because it's an absolute classic track. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. And it looks like every pack is trying to hold on against Speed Queen and Bills. And also we've got a battle between O'Stephen and ARL for 12th and 13th, Tim.
So ARL already making his way up to 13th position from 19th, and it is only lap 2. He said that his goal was to finish in the top 10, but I think that maybe he is selling himself a little bit too short today. Already making up, what is that, 5-6 positions? Good job to ARL. Now it seems like maybe his pace has stagnated a little bit, but it's also early on in the race. He doesn't need to make a lot of risks. He just needs to keep the pace and keep moving at a steady pace forward.
Absolutely, you don't want to risk it for a biscuit type scenario itself. But let's see how Russman can try and close the gap onto Ginger Tiger, who had a great start to the race in third place. So Stone got the best of the race with 1:13.887. But let's see how Russman can try and do. He's putting a lot of pressure on Ginger Tiger, not messing about. Russman, as I said, the Drivers' Championship leader, coming into this race as well. And Polytrev needs to chase. So, as well as O'Stephen. Where's O'Stephen? O'Stephen is in 12th place, so they're having a tight time at the minute. They need to try and challenge Russman as well, who's in. I was getting ahead of myself with Soulstone and Russman. But Russman trying to close the gap, and I tell you what, there might be a few battles behind, which is from Keza between 5th and 8th, Tim.
So still watching this battle with Russman, and he is getting very much closer to Ginger Tiger. Let's see if he can do anything through this DRS zone. He should have the DRS this time, and it looks like maybe he's able to gain on him a little bit, but really not a significant margin. So Russman's going to have to try it again going into turn number 1. Just behind them, though, Party Trev is starting to look underneath the Alfa Romeo of Keza, and then we got the Red Bull of Michael Luke just kind of hanging back there, waiting in the wings, just looking for his moment to pounce, but not quite ready to try to find a way around Party Trev. But here goes Party Trev looking around, or trying to figure out a way around Keza, but Keza really aggressive on the front straightaway, trying to break up that slipstream that he had. And here comes Russman battling very closely with Ginger Tiger side by side. And they're going to go through the banked left-hander, and Russman looking on the outside, but not going to be able to do anything with it. Ginger Tiger gets a little bit of a better exit, and that is really key, is getting a good exit out of those corners.
Absolutely, but Russman ain't messing about, and they come up to the second sector now, and you've got the battle between Keza and Polytrev also heated up, but still watching the battle between Russman. Let's see what we can try and do as well. But at the moment, Tim, it's looking good for some of the drivers tonight. It's been absolutely belter star at the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. Here we go, Russman with the DRS. But remember, Ginger Tiger's already used the majority of that ERS. He's already used about 20% more than what Russman is doing. So if Russman can try and get a good exit at the bank section, Bills has made a move into 10th. Every Pancakes has dropped down to 11th. Let's just have a look at this battle for Russman, and then we'll go back. But other than that, Tim, bit of a good start for the Performance League.
And now we got a 3-car battle actually for 5th place. Keza still being very aggressive to try to break that slipstream down the straightaway, and Party Trev cannot find a way around that Alfa Romeo. Then we got Michael Luke still staying a decent distance behind, but enough to where he's going to get DRS off of the Aston Martin. But a little bit of a wiggle from Party Trev through that high bank corner gave Keza a little bit of breathing room and gave Michael Luke a bit of an opportunity that he did not take, and rightfully so, because that opportunity pretty much closed very quickly to get around Party Trev, and that's just a very smart move by both drivers to know when to give and know when to take. And on lap 5, you need to do a lot more giving than you need to do taking. And Party Trev and Michael Luke, they both know that. Keza does as well, but Keza has every right to do what he's doing down the front straightaway, trying to break that slipstream. He's not doing anything that would be dirty, just very aggressive in defending, but that is what you have to do sometimes. And remember, Keza is in the Alfa Romeo. That is not a quick car, so he is going to have to get a little creative with his defensive maneuvers.
Absolutely, he's going to have to try and do something to try and, you know, stop him from trying to get past. But while you're watching that, there's a big battle between Bill, Speed Queen, O'Stephen, Eric Pancakes, and IRL, and also Sab. They've all joined in this bunch of cars.
Oh, and I'm sorry, Matt, but here goes Party Trev around the outside of Keza into turn number 1. It's a side-by-side battle, and Keza somehow is able to motor by Party Trev once again, but maybe the Aston Martin will have another look around the outside of the the Alfa Romeo, and it's not going to work this time. So I think Party Trev, he's going to have to wait another lap to have another shot at him.
Absolutely. Let's see what he can try and do. Can he try and emulate that again? Try and make the move onto Keza, but at the moment, can't do anything about it. But other than that, Tim, it's just been a good start for some of the drivers, to be fair, in the Performance League. But can Poritre try and make the move? We'll watch this now, but Russman needs to try and make the move onto Ginger Tiger as soon as possible. Otherwise, he's going to lose so much time to the top 2 drivers of Soldierstone and also Nigel Gash.
And Russman got very close to Ginger Tiger thanks to the DRS that time, and he is staying very close to that Alpine now. So maybe Russman has done a little bit better tire management than Ginger Tiger has, and so maybe the Alpine is just starting to back up to the McLaren a little bit more each and every lap, and Russman should have the DRS on Ginger Tiger. Will he be able to get around him into turn number 1, though? He's going to at least have a look at it. He's going on the inside. It's going to be a side-by-side battle, and Russman trying to get the move done on Ginger Tiger, but Ginger Tiger will have momentum on the outside. Just not enough, though, because the McLaren will clear the Alpine, move Russman up into 3rd.
That's a good move there from Russman. He needs to do that as soon as possible to try and chase the top 2. But at the moment, I'm watching the back of the grid from 10th to 13. It looks like IRL, close to the bank, to the hairpin, sorry, at turn 4. Now, IRL trying to close the gap on to Eric Pancakes now for 12th place. And will they try and make the move? IRL thought about it. He thought about making the move, but not yet, Tim.
Not yet. ARL still in 13th place, and he has been there for about 5 laps now, trying desperately to get into the top 10, and he can see the top 10 ahead of him. He just can't quite catch him just yet. He's going to have maybe an opportunity to get around Eric Pancakes with this DRS zone coming up, but Eric Pancakes is going to have DRS on the McLaren of O'Stephen ahead of him. So we're stuck in a DRS train, and that is what is preventing ARL from really moving forward in that Aston Martin.
Absolutely, and hopefully he'll try and make the move. Same with all the drivers as well. Hopefully they'll try and make the move as quickly as possible. Party Trev now getting close to Keza. Party Trev making the move on the inside. Party Trev makes the move to 15. Good move there from the DRS zone.
Keza trying to fight back and get around Party Trev. Not sure if he's going to be able to do it, though. Keza going to look on the inside. Oh, contact! Oh, and Keza, he might have some front wing damage now. I don't know, Malk. I think that Keza, he just kind of saw a gap that was going to close, and he went for it anyway. And if he does not have wing damage from that, I'm going to be surprised. So far, it doesn't look like he does, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have some minor damage that we can't see.
Yeah, you're right. From our screens, it doesn't look like there's been damage limitations, but you're right there, Tim. He might have a little bit of damage onto the car that we can't see at all, but was close in that first sector between himself and Michael in the Red Bull car. So CP is the first driver to get the penalty of the evening with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But yeah, Tim, man, the yellow flag sector 2. Suspud is retired. Suspud has crashed. And we have the first safety car of the evening, Tim.
Well, you called it, Mal. The safety car can come out at any time, and we have at least one today, and that really did not benefit Soldierstone, Nitro Gash, or Russman, but it paid dividends to Ginger Tiger, Party Trev, and Keza, as well as Michael Luke. And whoa, Soldierstone, a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So our leader, who has so far been very dominant in the early stages of this race, along with getting the pole position, is going to have to serve a drive-through penalty. So it is going to be a day of recovery for Soldierstone after this.
That is a bit of a shock at the moment, because Soldierstone was really up for it after that the loss of that race in F3 last night. But again, it's Nigel Gas to try and hold on, but Soldierstone, do you feel like it was damage limitations? Like, as in, could you have done it a little bit better, quicker to avoid that drive-through penalty, Tim?
I mean, it is easy to speed under virtual safety cars and safety cars, but with it being a full safety car, I don't understand why he did not just, except for coming to a full stop, just pretty much slam on those brakes, so to speak, and try to make sure that he stays within that delta. Because if you're not aware, the way that you know is you get a delta that pops up on your screen that tells you, are you good? If it's red, you're speeding. If it's green, then you're good. So you have to keep it within that delta, and for whatever reason, Soldier Stone was not able to keep it within that delta. So, it's just a rookie mistake on Soldier Stone's part that he is going to have to now live with. He did pit for the medium tires, so he has got his pit stop out of the way, but that time penalty is not going to go away just because he pitted. You can only serve that under green flag conditions, so he's going to have to wait until this race goes back green and then serve his drive-through penalty on the subsequent lap.
You are right there, Tim. You'll have to serve it during when the track is going back to green and the safety car going back in as well. I believe I've heard some news from Spud, who had the DNF. He's saying he got pushed off at turn 1 and then lost it at turn 7, which is the one that we saw that was saw on the map. That he had the DNF. So sorry to hear that, Spud. Hopefully he'll bounce back in next week's race as well. So but yeah, we're at the safety car, first safety car of the evening, and it's absolutely insane, absolute battles galore that we are loving so much with the Invictus Racing League. This is the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League, Linux exclusive for you guys on the YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe if you have not done so. Please hit that like button as well. And also, we're aiming for at least 10 likes. I did notice that we are already at 10, but if we can get a lot more, just over 10 likes, would be a massive help to myself and Tim as the commentators, as well as the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys.
And this is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Driver61, Nail Code Hall, and GT Omega. Under safety car because of an accident involving Sir Spud. He is the only driver so far that is DNF'd out of the session today. Soldier Stone, your leader at the moment, has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So he's going to have to serve that after we go back green flag racing, which, who knows, might be at the end of this lap, though I suspect we might have to wait it out for one lap longer because we got a couple of stragglers at the back that still need to find their way to the safety car queue. It looks like it is an Alfa Romeo of Maddie and then the Alpine of CP, who still need to find their way to the back of the safety car queue as it is just now entering the second sector. You can look at that on your map, and it looks like CP has actually decided to pit. He was already on the fresh soft tires, so wondering what's going on there.
Yeah, I think he must have had a mistake. He must have had a mistake somewhere, but hopefully he'll try and bounce back. But I'll be very surprised if the safety car is still out for another lap. I'll be very surprised with that because he's coming up to... Oh, CP has got a 5-second penalty for crossing the pit lane, exit white line. So it's going from bad to worse for CP. Hopefully he'll bounce back. But I'll be very surprised if the safety car comes in on this lap. Let's just have a quick look. No, so the safety car will still be out for another lap because of the CP. And I think after lap 12, in the next lap, we will have the safety car coming in, and we're going to have all break loose, shall we say, Tim.
Exactly, and you know what I think CP was trying to do, which unfortunately he hurt his strategy by just making the mistake of crossing the white line, and it was only a little bit, but he was automatically given a time penalty. There's nothing that we can do about that. But what I think he was trying to do is that he started on the medium tires, and then he must have pitted for the softs, but realized that he was pretty much dead last and that the softs were not going to last to the end of the race. So maybe he decided to go on the medium tires to try to make those last to the end of the race, which I think could be possible. But with it being lap 12 of 36, they would definitely be screaming at the end of the race. So CP was, I guess, trying to just go for a gamble and try to make the faster compound tire work, while still adhering to the regulations of having to be on 2 different compound tires throughout the race. And unfortunately, that 5-second time penalty is going to make it a little bit difficult to really benefit from it as much as he could have.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shame because he had a bad start as well. To be fair, he had a bad start at the start of the race, but I'm hoping he'll bounce back. I'm hoping he'll bounce back and try and forget that 5 seconds. Try and get through the grid as quickly as possible if he can, because, like I said, whatever position that you finish, you guarantee points this evening as well. So. Whatever happens, we're already a third of the way, Tim. We're already a third of the way of this race, and the safety car is in this lap, Tim. The safety car is in this lap. Well, Soulstone will have to pit for the drive-through. I wonder if he's going to pit in this lap or he's going to try and do it in the next one. We're not sure, but he has to serve it within the next 3 laps after the safety car's gone in. But Ginger Tiger's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, Tim.
Now, that one might be removed by the stewards after this race, just simply because that is a known issue. That's just a bit of a communication issue as far as the car and the yellow flags are to go. So that is still under review, but Soldier Stone, being the control car, gets a fantastic start out of the final corner. But as you rightly said, Malky is going to have to serve that drive-through penalty likely on this next lap. But behind him, we got a little bit of a battle with Steven trying to get around Speed Queen 80, who has found herself into the 3rd position after starting on those medium tires. They got 12 laps on those medium tires, so they can still go a little bit longer out there. So not looking for these guys to pit just yet. But Speed Queen 80 doing a fantastic job holding off the McLaren in that 3rd position. Steven trying desperately to stay in front of Sam.
Oh my god, Kirsten made the move! He made what? Oh my god, there's quite a few drivers going to stop aside! The 2 Alpha Dowies! Oh my god, every pancakes at Tarak. Tarak is trying to do what he did in the F2 League the last few days ago. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to interrupt you there, Tim, but that is an unbelievable stuff. Brilliant battles from these drivers tonight.
So riding on board with Tarak now as he is trying to chase down his car allocated teammate of Eric Pancakes in the AlphaTauri. Of course, they are only teammates by car allocation, not by their respective constructors, so to speak. So Tarak, he is not fighting with a teammate. He is just fighting with a competitor out there. But Eric Pancakes getting the best of him at the moment, a little bit faster in that AlphaTauri as they are now coming out of the final corner. And Tarak, he's going to have some slipstream on that AlphaTauri, so he might at least be able to have a chance. But without the DRS, there's not a lot that he can do. And ARL making a side-by-side move with Stinson going into turn number 1. ARL on the outside, Stinson on the inside. And Stinson, oh my goodness, and there's contact! And Stinson and ARL are both off the track. Stinson undoubtedly with wing damage. ARL likely with wing damage, but none that I can see at the moment.
I didn't see that, Tim, because I was watching at the top of the grid between Saab and Russman. Yellow flag set to 3, that is CP again. Hopefully he'll try and bounce back again. But at the moment, battle between Saab and Russman. But what was your point from the battle between Stinson and ARL, Tim?
Well, they had just gotten out of the first corner, Malcolm. It looked like maybe Stinson just went a little bit too wide, made some contact with ARL, and then they both went off the track. Stinson was stopped backwards. He has since got the car turned around. And ARL, he was not stopped, and he hit the wall pretty hard. Surprisingly, though, I did not see any visible wing damage, but that doesn't mean that he does not have any. But so far, he seems to be staying close to Maddie in that Alfa Romeo, so he might be okay. And Stinson has already caught up with him as I'm looking on the map to notice that. So we'll go back and take a look at them, because the battle between Russman and Saab is starting to calm down. But just as I say that, it looks like Russman is getting a big run on Saab. So we're going to stick with this. It's 2 McLarens with a Red Bull in the middle. It's a Red Bull sandwich pretty much. And Russman getting very, very impatient, I think, behind this Red Bull. And Steven, he is just really holding these guys up. Steven with a little bit of a wiggle, and Saab is going to have a chance to get around him. It's a side-by-side battle, Red Bull versus McLaren. And Saab makes contact and loses the position to Russman now. So Russman trying to get his car-allocated teammate of Steven. Steven has 14 laps on those tires. Russman, he's got 4 laps on those tires. So he is the faster car. And now something has happened to Stinson. Stinson has DNF'd from the session, and there's no safety car yet. But something is definitely wrong with that Haas. And by wrong, I mean it is not even in the race.
I believe he has retired in the pits, Tim. I believe he has retired in the pits. Russman,
and Russman gets into the back of Steven. I'm sorry, Malk, but that was a hard shot.
I'm glad you saw that, because I didn't see that at all from my point of view. Oh my God, this is going mad. This is going mad. Can Saab try and make the move? Soldstone is finally going to the pits to do his drive-through penalty. Now, here we go. Can Saab now make the move? Oh, we got another battle between Michael and Polytrev. They will go side by side again. They're still going side by side. While you was watching that battle. Oh, they're not doing it again. They were going. Oh my God, who was that? That's Eric Pancakes and Soldstone. Soldstone just coming out of the pits in 11th place, and now has got a mammoth task to get himself into the top 3, Tim.
So watching Soldstone now in P11 trying to get into that top 10 with Eric Pancakes impeding him from that task right now.
Whoa! Sorry, Tim. Someone's just got off track. It was Polytrev. Polytrev has got off track. Same place as where, turn 7, that's where Spud had the DNF, Tim. So sorry to interrupt you there.
You are fine, Matt, but Soldstone, he is going to have a run on Eric Pancakes now. He's looking underneath him, and he's going to be able to get the move done, but will he be able to clear him before they get to the corner? No, it's going to be side by side. But now Soldstone clears the Alpha Tauri, move him up into the 9th position, and now it's the Haas of Bills who is really battling with Eric Pancakes, trying to find his way around that Alpha Tauri. That is P10 for Eric Pancakes, P11 for Bills. Now remember, any driver that finishes the race will score points. So it's not just top 10 that's going to score points. If you finish at 11th, you will score points as long as you finish. So it's not points that are on the line. It's just more points that are on the line. That being said, though, Eric Pancakes, he is not going to be happy with being in P10. He does have a win on this season, so he knows what he is capable of, and he is capable of more than just a top 10. But right now, that is where he finds himself, trying to give chase to the dominant car today of Soldstone, who has found himself in the back because of a drive-through penalty that he had to serve just a few laps ago. So now Soldstone trying to work his way back up through the pack and on semi-fresh medium tires is so far doing a good job at it. He is working on Michael Luke just ahead of him in that Red Bull, but we're going to be stuck in a DRS stream with these drivers now. But nonetheless, Soldstone still has a decent amount of pace, but just can't quite make the move on the Red Bull.
They can't make the move at all. Well, hopefully they'll try and make the move at the DRS zone, go up to after the bank section as well. And I'm just mentioning there was something happened with Tarak. He had a bit of a collision away from the drivers, so we'll probably need to have a look at that again later, but that will need to be checked out by the stewards after. But he's dropped himself down to 16th place, and Ginger Tiger getting ahead of Russman. And who's that? The Mercedes battling out. It looks like Soldstone and Michael. They go side by side. We got a 2 to bed moment, Tim. We got a 2 to bed moment. Soldstone trying to make the move on the inside. No. Oh no, contact! There's contact between Eric Pancakes and Michael. Oh my God. There you go, side by side. It's similar to what happened to the F2. Soldstone not messed about and made the move. A brave move at this track, Tim.
Fantastic move by Soldstone to get into the 8th position. Now he's got a sight set on the Alfa Romeo of Kez ahead of him, who is trying to pick off Russman in the McLaren. It's a 3-car battle here, and who is that looking underneath Soldstone? Still Michael Luke in the Red Bull. So it's a 4-car battle for the 6th position, and Russman is leading this train, and now it's turning into a 5-car battle even because Bills is trying to throw his hat into the ring, and Soldstone being very, very aggressive in that DRS zone, but not able to do anything with it. Russman is just a sitting duck at the moment, and he's going to be a sitting duck going into turn number 1. Keza is going to be ready to pounce because he knows. Oh, and Soldstone spins, and he is into the wall. Soldstone, he is out of the race after spinning in the final corner, and we are under a safety car condition.
Oh my God. We did not expect that at all with that.
Did he use his overtake? That's what I want to know. Soldstone, he has made that corner perfectly all day long, and this one time he gets caught in a battle and he spins and his day is done.
I did not check his car when he had the overtake at the time. I can check again later, but from the time I was watching, one of the cars just ahead of him. So I think it was Keza that I was watching. But unfortunately, his back end just went. And then all of a sudden, as soon as he went onto the curb and tried to correct himself, that was it. he's lost the back end and then he lost it completely on the bank itself. So unfortunately for Solskjaer, it went from bad to worse when he had that the drive-through penalty, and now he's got he's the third driver in this race to have the DNF, Tim.
So now we see Nitro Gash in the Ferrari making a pit stop, and it might be a free pit stop for him. Is he going to go on a fresh set of softs or mediums? It is mediums, and it's not going to be a free pit, or actually, no, it is going to be a free pit stop for him because a lot of drivers behind him are going to be pitting as well. But will he be able to get out in first? It's going to be so very close between him and Ginger Tiger, but I think Nitro Gash is going to get it. Yes, he does. Nitro Gash just barely going to be able to get out in first. No, he's not actually. Ginger Tiger just barely edges ahead of him, and that was so close. That was milliseconds separating him and Ginger Tiger. And Nitro Gash is actually going back around Ginger Tiger. So apparently it was Nitro Gash being the rightful leader of this race.
Absolutely. I was going to say, the camera view that I saw, Nitro Gash was ahead of Ginger Tiger at turn 1. It was just when he was about to come out of the exit, Ginger Tiger had a great exit to coming out of turn 1. But then, I don't know whether the officials were saying, oh, that was going to be close, but he was ahead. Nitro Gash was ahead of Ginger Tiger, and now it's rightfully decided that Nitro Gash was ahead as well. Some of the drivers are saying, says, Jesus, what a crash. Yeah, I know, it was a dreadful crash. It was unlucky for Solskjaer because I would have liked to have seen the battle again, like the boxing match between Solskjaer and Nitro Gash. For there. So Jason, good evening, Jason. How are you doing? He says wasn't using overtake on board. No, I don't think he was. From what I saw, Ren says one stopper should try for the softs, and he says that was a scene out of cars between Tiger and Nitro. Yeah, I do miss that.
It really was. It really was. And now Kedza a 5-second time penalty with a severe collision with Ginger Tiger. And severe collision should, of course, be in parentheses, in quotation marks, because it probably wasn't that severe. So now Ginger Tiger with 10 seconds in penalties and Kedza with 5. Of course, the stewards may decide to remove those, but we are not stewards. So that is not our responsibility. We can only tell you what we are what we are seeing right now. And what we are seeing right now is an unfortunate set of time penalties for both of these drivers, 10 seconds and 5 seconds respectively for second and third place.
Absolutely. And I tell you what now, this is really heated up because Russman, who's our our leader at the moment, he is in 9th. Polytrep, who's second with 2 points behind before tonight's race, he is in 15th. O'Stephen, who's in 3rd with, correct me if I'm wrong, 7 points behind, but he's in 6th place. And he's on the soft tyres as well. I think it's an advantage O'Stephen to get himself into the top 3, especially with Tiger and Kedza on those penalties as well. I would not be surprised if Speed could get herself into the top 3 as well. That'll be a massive achievement. But if Bills can do it, anyone can, to be fair.
And that is another thing that I was going to mention after that, Matt, but you beat me to the punch. Bill's doing a very good job today in the Haas car, finding his way up into 4th in the closing stages of this race. Lap 21 of 36. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Dutch Grand Prix, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, Driver 61, and GT Omega. We are about to go back green. Nitro Gash, he is going to be that control car, and let's see just what kind of a start Nitro Gash is going to get and when he's going to go, and he goes now, but Ginger Tiger, ready to pounce, stays very close to the Ferrari, and we are back racing in Zandvoort. Lap 22 of 36, just a handful of laps remaining, and we have got a line of cars going down into turn number 1 and now out of turn number 1, and let's ride on board with the Haas of Bills as he's getting close to the Alfa Romeo of Kedza.
Tarak has dropped down and looks like there was contact up turn 1. I don't know what happened to him, but he's dropped himself all the way down to the back of the grid as well. So just trying to see if there's any other action galore. But Bills is doing a fantastic job at the moment, closing in on Kedza for 3rd. And there's a mid-pack to watch out for as well, Tim.
So taking a look at Sab here, he is pretty much right in the mid-pack in 7th place, and he is getting very close to O'Steven, but O'Steven's even closer to Speed Queen 80, who is even closer still to Bills. But then if you look behind Sab, you see another gaggle of cars. You have got Reshka back there in 8th, and then Russman, Matty, Michael Luke, and ARL really just nose to tail very close to one another, at least all the way back to the Aston Martin. We'll go take a look at that here in a minute as Reshka is getting closer to Sab, but just ahead of Sab, it is still the same with Nitro Gas, Ginger Tiger, and Keza, your top 3. Now let's take a look at ARL, who's trying to get a top 10 out of today, P12 at the moment, and he's lost a little bit of ground to Michael Lute in the Red Bull. In fact, he's lost a significant amount of ground, and he is in his own battle currently with the AlphaTauri of Eric Pancakes, who's trying to make a move around the outside of him into turn number 1, and I think that the AlphaTauri is going to be able to get the job done. Yes, he does move Eric Pancakes up into P12. ARL down into 13th at the moment, but looking on the outside is that Aston Martin, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. Eric Pancakes stays in the middle of the track in that corner. Now let's take a look and see what Russman is doing as he is getting close to Reshka, who has already caught the back of Sab, who is on those fresh hard tires. But fresh hard tires versus semi-fresh softs, I don't have to tell you which one's going to win out.
Oh, tell me, Tim. I want to know what you're going to pick.
Oh, it's
but
the
we
soft.
know what to.
It's the soft tires all day long.
All day long. Bish, bash, bosh. So, Russman still trying to close the gap on to Reshka for 8th place. Reshka defending well on the inside line and doing it absolutely spot on as well. But this is quite interesting. We come up to which is the second part, well, 2/3 of the way of the race itself. And the DRS is now back and enabled now. Oh my God, we got a Matty and Michael battling out for 10th and 11th can. Oh, it looked like it was close on screen, but oh, Michael going to go around the outside. No, he can't do it. He can't do it just yet. He wants to do it too. He really wants to do it, but he doesn't want to make any mistakes at all, especially at this part of the race. Pardon me, Tim.
Well, it's lap 24 of 36. It's not quite the time that you need to be making risks, but it's also not quite the time that you need to be conceding a lot either. Nonetheless, Michael Luke, probably a wise decision to concede a little bit to Matty in that corner because it's still a lot of racing to go, and you can't finish if your car is a wrecked piece of garbage. That being said, we already have a lot of cars that are a wrecked piece of garbage, so I'd say that most of these drivers would rather not join those in the garage. But Michael Luke is going to have a chance at Matty now because he's going to have the DRS, and Matty's going to be a sitting duck at the moment, but Michael Luke just can't gain enough ground on that tiny little straightaway. So Matty's going to stay in 10th at least for the moment, but maybe into turn number 1, Michael will have another opportunity, but he's going to have to get a good exit out of these next couple of corners to set himself up for a fantastic DRS zone down the pit straightaway, and he's going to have to worry about Eric Pancakes behind him as well, trying to get DRS. And oh my goodness, Russman is spun on the front straightaway, so Michael Luke does get around Matty, but he makes up 2 spots because of Russman, and something has happened to him. Not sure what happened to cause him to spin, but he is trying to make it back to the pits. So Russman not having the day that he needed, as we will join the battle once again between Michael Luke and Matty, but it's pretty much spaced out because of the spin of Russman. A few drivers having to take evasive action to avoid him. Thankfully, the car was ghosted, so they would have avoided him anyway, but just reaction time being what it is, it caused the drivers to swerve a little bit, and it made for a very interesting front straightaway.
Absolutely, and Taraka's got the fastest lap of the race with 1:13.546. But remember, you only get the fastest lap points if you're in the top 10. So at the moment, he's only in 15th, so he needs to try and step up the gear if he wants to catch up the guys to get himself finished with an extra point. Otherwise, someone else will have to do it as quickly as possible. But at the moment, Nitrocash is doing a stellar job with those fresh medium tyres. Is in first, Type in second, Keza in third. Both of those drivers have already got penalties, so they'll have to watch out for that as well. Bills is again a fantastic drive from here, as you said earlier on, Tim. Speed Queen, O'Steven. Oh no! Eric Pancakes is spun at the last corner. I am so sorry, Tim. Oh my God, people have made mistakes. The drivers have made, some of them have made a few mistakes. I can't stop repeating myself. Some of the drivers have made a massive mistake at the bank at the last corner, Tim.
And it's just very surprising how many drivers have made that mistake, and now he's speeding in the pit lane. I feel like Eric Pancakes might just be retiring from the session, and there you have it. He did retire from the session in the pits. So Eric Pancakes deciding that enough was enough and is done for the day in Zandvoort. ARL in 11th place now. Had a little bit of a battle with Party Trev, the two Aston Martins running side by side earlier on in the lap, but now they're running nose to tail as ARL is trying to catch that Alfa Romeo of Maddie just ahead of him. Maddie staying consistently in the 10th position for quite a few laps now, but it is going to be a DRS train of Aston Martins that is hunting him down now, and he might want to start looking out because he's got faster cars behind him than what that Alfa Romeo can put out. So maybe, just maybe, ARL will be able to get into the top 10 this time. He's been trying to do it all day long. This might be his opportunity. And who is going to... Oh, no, I thought for a minute that Matty was going to pit, but he just tried to break up the slipstream. But ARL going around Matty anyway, and he gets the job done into turn number 1. Move him up into 10th. Matty down into 11th.
Brilliant stuff there from ARL. The battle for O'Stephen closing the gap on to 5th and 4th place, and Sam also closing the gap. They're doing still the job. Keza is now closing the gap on to Ginger Tiger for 2nd place. Here we go. This is where the hard tyres should be at their normal temperature now. The medium should have, depending on how far they're back. Oh!
And Malk, did you see that slide from Keza?
Yeah, he was risking it for a biscuit, and Bill's holding on for 4th. Speed Queen. Oh my God, will she have the lightning effect to get herself into 4th place? She should have the DRS. Oh, not enough. Not enough to get past. But can she'll try and do it? Bills is under a lot of pressure. 14 laps on those medium tyres. Speed Queen, 6 laps of the softs. O'Stephen with 6 laps on the softs as well. They've got to be careful of that last corner. That's where everyone's made a few mistakes. Oh my God, this is going to be mad. This is going to be mad. Will they try and hold on? Not enough. Well, make the move. They're teasing us, Tim. They're absolutely teasing us for these moves.
So Bill staying in 4th place, Speed Queen 80 in 5th, and O'Stephen in 6th. O'Stephen getting a little bit impatient behind Speed Queen 80, but they both have the soft compound tires and the same age. So we're going to see the tires fall off at about the same pace. And really, those soft tires, they're not going to be lasting to the end of the race. So I suspect that Speed Queen 80 and O'Stephen are going to at least think about pitting again, but really they're in a difficult situation because they can theoretically last to the end of the race, but they're not going to be competitive, and you are going to risk a puncture the longer you stay out on those tires once they reach, their limit, which they're not there yet, but it's lap 28 of 36, so we've got about 9 laps or so remaining, and wow, there might have been a little bit of contact from Sav into the back of O'Stephen that time around, but both drivers seem to get away unscathed, and now it is Speed Queen 80 battling side by side, at least for a moment, with Bills, but now Bills has stayed ahead of her in 4th place. Speed Queen 80 going to get the DRS run, though, down the pit straightaway, and let's see if she's going to be able to make the move around the Haas. She does with relative ease, moves Speed Queen 80 up into the 4th position.
Yeah, good move. It looks like Bill's had not enough ERS. That's why he's trying to save as much as possible. And now Stephen, hopefully he'll try and pounce his mistake to try and get rid of that ERS. Oh, getting close. They're getting really close now for this battle. But Speed Queen now could be guaranteed to finish off in 2nd place unless Keza and Ginger Tiger will try and pull away their massive gaps. But I can't see that happening. I really cannot see that happening. I hope they prove me wrong. Tim.
So lap 29 of 36, and Nitro Gash has a 4.9, now 5-second lead over Ginger Tiger, with Keza in 3rd, 4th is Speed Queen 80, Bills in 5th.
Michael's, I don't know if he got contact, but he spun out. He spun out just before the DRS zone in the 2nd sector, Tim. So it looks like there was a bit of contact, but unfortunately for Michael, he's dropped himself down to 12th place, and now he has to try and push on to close the gap with 6 to 7 laps remaining, Tim.
So Bills 92 getting the DRS on Speed Queen 80 and made a significant charge down the front straightaway, but not able to get around her. Speed Queen 80 doing a good job at defending with those soft tires. But when are they going to fall off? Of course, Bills with 17-lap-old medium tires is going to have a little bit of a struggle as well when we get down to the final couple of laps of this race. and it was maybe a little bit of a wiggle too for Bills out of that corner, but just ahead of them it is Keza and Ginger Tiger. They're still battling it out, fairly close to one another, but it seems that Ginger Tiger is still just a little bit quicker, and with those medium tires you would expect that, but at some point those hard tires are going to take over, and like you said, Malk, they should be reaching their preferred temperature. Well, really they should have already reached that preferred temperature, and I'm surprised that they haven't kicked in and gave Keza a little bit more pace, but he might have the opportunity to get around Ginger Tiger this time. But just as I said that, the gap closed for him very quickly, so he's just going to have to stay close to him and try to get a run on him down into turn number 1. There was almost some contact between those two drivers. Keza really getting impatient, but doing a good job at managing that impatience to try to turn it into pace. Just cannot quite get the job done. It seems like that's the ballad of the day, is just can't quite get the pass done. Everyone gets stuck in a DRS train or they run out of room on the straightaway.
Yeah, and it also looks like Keza's already lost majority of that ARS. That's why he can't make that move done. And he can't afford to mess about too much because you've got Speed Queen closing the gap slowly. Bills is also closing the gap. Stephen also with Reshka. So either way, Sab's going himself into the pits. Sab's going himself into the pits. I don't know if it was at that contact from that last lap that's caused him to go into the pits, but so Sab on the soft tyres will try and get the fastest lap and see if he can try and get into the top 10. But at the moment, mad fourth place battle to find out who will try and get into the top 3, because Ginger Tiger and Keza, unless they have a massive gap, I can't see that happening. But let's just have a look at the situation itself and the penalties. So Ginger Tiger 10 seconds, so it'll be dropping down to 10th. Keza with 12 seconds, so with 12 seconds, that's including the 5 with the gap from there as well. So he'll drop himself down to 8. So Speed Queen Bills will be your second and third place as it stands at the moment, with I believe 4 laps remaining, Tim.
And that Alfa Romeo of Keza got a decent run on Ginger Tiger down the pit straightaway. He might have just been able to make the move, but still trying to be a little bit cautious, trying to be very respectful of his fellow competitor, and that's always good to see. They may be rivals on the track, and they may be locked in a fierce battle right now, but they are both showing a significant amount of respect to one another, and that is always admirable and great to see. That is the standards that we have here in the Invictus Racing League, and it is lap 32 of 36 of the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Dutch Grand Prix, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, Driver 61, and GT Omega. The final stages of this race, the final few laps, and Keza trying desperately to get around Ginger Tiger, and looking on the outside now for a moment, not able to do anything with it though. Ginger Tiger shut the door on him, so these two guys are going to still battle out for a little bit longer, and they both have time penalties. Not sure what is going to happen with those time penalties, because they were arguably brought on due to a glitch rather than through a fault of their own. So we will have to wait and see what happens with that. But right now, all that they care about is battling on track, and Keza not able to take advantage of the DRS that time.
Absolutely, and while you're watching that, we've got a battle between 4th, 5th and 6th and possibly 7th. The way it looks at the moment, this is really heated up for the final few positions of the second and third place because of Ginger Tiger and Keza. Oh, Bills has lost the back end. Bills is trying to save ERS as well. He hasn't got much of it. But Stephen trying to have a glance. He's got plenty of ERS, so he's got an opportunity to try and make the move. But with those soft tyres, that remember, round about 12 to 15 laps, the softs, that's where the limiter is. If they can hold on for the next 3 more laps, they'll be fine. Tim.
And Keza once again trying to make a run on Ginger Tiger. Every time we reach this DRS, you've got to think that Keza is thinking in his head, maybe it's this time, maybe this time I will be able to get around it. But every time, he just cannot quite make the move work. It's lap 34 of 36 now. It's going to be 2 laps to go. Keza has 2 laps now to get around Ginger Tiger.
Yeah, we've got 2 laps to go. Actually, 3 laps to go, actually, including this lap as well. Oh, sorry, Speed Queen Bills, no, Stephen. Speed Queen and Bills, they haven't got much ERS. And Stephen trying everything they can to make the move. Michael's moving himself up to 10. Matty's dropped himself down to 11th place. Keza's really frustrated to not get past, and Saab has got the pass of the race with 1 minute 12.7070.
He's going to have to find his way into the top 10 if he wants that extra point for that, though, and he is nowhere close to Matty or Michael Luke at the moment, so Saab might not be walking away with that fastest lap point, but he's taking it away from someone else. That is definitely a guarantee. It is lap 34 at 36, and Steven going to try to get the DRS onto Bills, but Bills is going to have the DRS onto Speed Queen 80, and guess what? Still Ginger Tiger and Keza battling for second and third, and still no change. Ginger Tiger in second, Keza in third.
Keza's got a good run out. He could have a chance, but Ginger Tiger's got a bit of ERS more, and he might have the opportunity. Keza, come on! You want to try and make the move. Ginger Tiger's already trying to defend for all his might. And still cannot get past. But Steven! Oh my god! Steven and Bills! Steven made the move, but Bills just got himself back into 5th place. What a race! And we're at the penultimate lap, Tim.
Steven just trying desperately to get around this Oscar. He wants a top 5 so bad he can taste it. Steven, one of the 6 drivers in a championship fight right now. Steven entering this race actually. He has a very good chance of walking away with the points lead, because entering this race he has 129 points. He is only 7 points out of the lead over Russman, and Russman is in 13th place. And then in second place, I believe that it was Party Trev, who is in 8th place. So Steven, I don't think he would quite overtake Party Trev in the standings, but he's very, very close nonetheless. And Keza having a big battle and maybe a little bit of contact even with the Alpine of Ginger Tiger. He knows that we are coming up to the final lap now, so Keza is getting increasingly impatient with this Alpine driver. But one more lap to go. Nitro Gash is the lead, 9.7 seconds ahead of the battle that you're watching now. This is the battle for second between Ginger Tiger and Keza. Speed Queen 80 Bills and Steven still having a 3-car battle behind him, which you can see at the back of your screen as well. But it has more or less been a train of cars, just a line of cars that these guys have had to deal with all day long. Keza trying something new through that high banked corner, but still not able to do a lot with it. But he at least gave himself an opportunity to get around that Alpine driver. He's going to have maybe just one more opportunity to get around him, and that's going to be in the DRS zone coming up very, very shortly. But this is a tight battle. It's pretty much like the Alfa Romeo is glued to the back of the Alpine. Meanwhile, Nitro Gash is in the 3rd and final sector now. He just has to make 3 more corners, and he will be your winner. Will Keza be able to get around Ginger Tiger in this final DRS zone of the race? No, he will not. So Keza might not be able to get around in second at all. But Nitro Gash, he won in France, he won in Russia. If the flag is red, white, and blue, Nitro Gash, your winner, tried and true. He wins again, this time in the Netherlands. Keza trying to get around Ginger Tiger, and he makes the move stick in the final corner. But who's it going to be at the line? It's going to be Keza, who wins out over Ginger Tiger for the 2nd position on track. Speed Queen 80, after time penalties, promoted to 2nd place, with Bills being promoted to 3rd. Steven in 4th, Reshka in 5th, Party Trev in 6th, 7th is Keza, ARL in 8th, 9th is Michael Luke, with Ginger Tiger all the way back down to 10th place.
What a race! What a race! Unbelievable stuff. Fantastic stuff. Well done to Nitro Gash for a stellar job win at the Dutch Grand Prix. Speed Queen and Bills overtaking Keza and Ginger Tiger. Keza finally overtaking Ginger Tiger, but with those penalties, they did not want it to do that happening as well. So we're just waiting for one of the drivers to finish, and we are finished now for the Dutch Grand Prix. So I'll hand you over to Tim to do the race classification for the final standings.
And Bills gets driver of the day, and that is an assessment that I do have to agree with. He did a fantastic job hanging on to that Haas for the whole race. Started fairly close to the back, but was able to recover, and a job well done to Bills in that Haas car. Here are your official finishing results for the Dutch Grand Prix, barring any stewards' findings. Nitro Gash in first. Second is Speed Queen 80. Third is Bills 92. Fourth is O. Steven Reshka in fifth. Party Trev in sixth. Seventh is Keza. Eighth is ARL. Ninth is Michael Luke. Ginger Tiger in 10th. 11th is Maddie. 12th is Sav. 13th is Rustman CP in 14th. 15th is Turok. Eric Pancakes in 16th. Soldier Stone in 17th. 18th is Stinson. 19th is Sir Spud.
And brilliant drives from everyone, to be fair. Absolutely fantastic. Whatever happens tonight, it's just been an absolute stellar job. We're just going to try and get Norwich Gash, Speed Queen and Bills, if they are available, to join in. If not, we'll probably try and finish off the stream as early as we can as well. But for the final time, not say for the final time, but usual times, as asking, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for the live race itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes. We do hit the 10 likes, but if we can get more, be a massive help to myself and also massive help to Tim as well with the commentary, as well as the Invictus Racing League on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be try and get them in as quickly as possible. So, Tim, what's your thoughts of the race while I try and get the drivers into the commentators box?
Well, it was a chaotic race, but no shortage of action, and that's exactly what we were hoping for, Malk. I personally wish that there had been a little bit less DRS trains, but there is nothing that any of us can do about that, and I think that I sympathize with all of us when I say that less DRS trains are a good thing, but it still allowed us to see some fantastic racing, some close battles, some nail-biting action, and a Ferrari win by Nitro Gash. The only driver to win multiple races this season, now doesn't have 2 wins. He's got 3.
Yeah, absolutely, and did a stellar job to get. I think he's the first driver this season to get 3 wins in a season in the Performance League. So well done to him as well. We've just got him in. We'll get him in to the commentators box to hear his thoughts in a moment or two. We'll just try and get Bills and Speed Queen to join in, and also if not, we'll just get Norwich Gash's thoughts of his epic win at the Dutch Grand Prix. Just bear with me a sec, guys. Well, Tim, have you got any final thoughts about in general about the race, or who's been your outstanding drivers this evening?
Well, the outstanding driver, I do have to say, obviously Nitro Gash, because he won. And I think that we all kind of pegged Soldier Stone for the win, but unfortunately for him, he had a drive-through penalty, which then caused him to work his way up through the pack, which saw him get into a very unfortunate wreck, which I think was one of the biggest highlights of the race, because no one really expected that. And the fact that we were riding on board with Soldier Stone when it happened kind of added a dramatic piece to that. And we all knew what was on the line for him, that he might have been able to work his way up to at least a podium finish, but now we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. We have told the top 3 drivers to get into the commentators box, but I believe Nigel Gash is the only one who's in here. So before you say anything, Nigel Gash, please make sure you allow a voice to be shared is set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and there's an option called allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow. So while Nigel Gash is getting himself ready and to hear his thoughts, I think Bills does not make it because I think he hasn't got a mic, so unfortunately for him, would have liked to hear his thoughts of the 3rd place finish. Same with Speed Queen, like to hear her thoughts of finishing in 2nd as well. So Nitro, are you all set, ready to go?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Yeah.
Nice one. So Tim will do the questions to Nigel Gash and to hear his thoughts of his win at the Dutch Grand Prix. So Tim, all is over to you, mate.
So Nitro Gash, your 3rd win of the season. Congratulations. How does this feel for you, and was this a realistic expectation going into this race?
Yeah, it's great to get another win. No, it wasn't really. I didn't think the Ferrari had the pace, to be honest. So I was quite surprised to qualify 2nd. I knew Soldier Stone was going to pull away at the start. I just tried to stay in DRS, but I couldn't even keep in that. So, yeah, it was unfortunate for him to get the drive for him. Then I don't know what happened to him after that. But it was pretty lonely race after that. But, yeah, all good.
How do you think the difference in performance affected your race and maybe even others around you today, because you mentioned that you didn't think the Ferrari had the pace. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad car to go around the majority of the track, just down off the last corner and down the main straight. It wasn't. I was only pulling 180 at the end of the straight, pretty much without the ERS on. So he was pulling. I think I looked in qualified. He was pulling like 2 or 3 tenths on me, just in the third sector. And it was saying in qualifying I was like 14th or 15th in the speed trap. So, you know, it's good around the windy bits, quite good, you know, in between corners. But on the long straight, just after the final corner, I was losing loads there. I'm not sure about the other guys. As I said, I didn't really. I mean, I know a lot of them behind me were on older tyres, so I didn't really see what their pace was like.
And how did the safety car, or both safety cars with Sir Spud and Soldier Stone, affect your race in your race strategy?
The first one was I was just having a little debate whether to put mediums or hards on again, but I thought I could go mediums to the end, and then I was quite pleased when the second one came out because I don't know what's going on with the fuel again. I was short of fuel again for some reason. It was just dropping under, so I don't know whether that would have sorted itself out by the end of the race. But yeah, after the second safety car, I was fine on fuel. I could see I had Ginger Tiger behind me, and I knew he was on 10 lap old tyres at the time when the safety car went in. So I pretty much thought I could build a gap to him and just pull away. So yeah, they were okay, to be fair.
Well, congratulations, Nitro Gash, on your 3rd win of the season. And with that, I think that is all the time that we have. But big thank you to all of those who watched the stream, all the drivers that raced with us. Congratulations to the top 3, and a big thank you to our sponsors, Driver61, Nailco Hall, GridFinder.com, and GT Omega. And with that, this has been the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Dutch Grand Prix. And until next time, have fun, and goodbye.
See you later.